Okay, Ziki. Genesis 14. Lot's captivity and rescue.
No, why my Kindle?
Okay, we'll do your Kindle. That's fine. Lot's captivity and rescue. In the days of Abram, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elishar, Cheddar, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goim. Verse 2. These kings made war with Berar, king of Sodom. Birsha, king of Gomorrah. Shebab, king of Ammar. Shebar, king of Zimra. And the king of Belal, that is Zor. Verse 3. And all these joined forces in the valley of Siddim. That is the Salt Sea. What's the Salt Sea called?
The village.
The Valley of Siddim. That's the Salt Sea.
Is it bad?
No, it's just a place. It's the Salt Sea. Verse 4. 12 years they had served Cheddar. In the 13th year, they rebelled. Verse 5. In the 14th year, Ched and the kings who were with him came and subdued the Rephaim. And
Who's king?
it's all these different kings' names that are really hard to say. And Ashereth and Zuzim in Hem. Okay? Ham, that's another place, but it's also Noah's son. That's interesting. The Emim in Shearim. Verse 6. The Horites in their Mount Seir, as far as El Parim on the border of the wilderness. Verse 7. Then they turned back and came to Inishopath, that is Kadesh, and subdued all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwelt in Hazonetar. Verse 8. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Adam, the king of Zimram, and the king of Bela, that is Zor, went out and they joined in battle in the valley of Siddim. Okay? The valley of Siddim, all these kings got together, Ezekiel. They're going to have a big battle. Verse 9. With that's okay. Let him kick.
I don't know why he kicks his foot while he's crying.
Yeah, I don't know why, but let's try and focus. I know.
I kicked my foot when I was crying before.
That's how babies do. That's how Ziki did too. But right now, let's focus on the reading, baby. I know it's hard today because of all these hard names. Okay, but we know a bunch of kings. Two of the kings, Sodom and Gomorrah, that's where Lot's living, and a bunch of other kings are getting together in a valley. They're gonna have a battle. Okay, that's what we need to know, because they're foolish. They're fighting each other, and 4 kings were fighting against 5 kings. Verse 10. Now the valley of Siddim was full of pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled. Some fell into them, and the rest fled to the mountains. Okay, so there was a bunch of pits, and some of the people fell into them, and the others fled to the mountains. Verse 11. So the enemy took... I think I need to hold Manny. Is that okay? Okay, for the rest of this chapter. And that's it, son. Okay? And then it's Dad's turn again. Okay? Because he doesn't seem too happy right now. So they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their provisions and went their way. Verse 17. They took Lot, the son of Abram's brother. Okay? Here, Dad is going to help. Okay? Okay? Why don't we try like this, okay? Maybe like this, okay? Or like this, okay? Okay? So what happened so far in the chapter? Bunch of kings having a war. And then some fell into a pit. Siki, Manny's not having a good time, babe. Okay? Yeah, he's not happy, babe. He's not happy. Okay? Dad's gonna hold him and then you can have a turn later. Okay? Okay, no, he's not happy, baby. He's not happy, so let Dada calm him down first. Okay? Hey. Okay, so grab your Kindle. Okay? Verse, okay, verse 12. Read verse 12. After verse 12 is verse 13. Yep. So read verse 12, son.
I taught this one, verse 122. They also took Lot, the son of Abraham's brother, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods and
departed. Okay, so what happened? What was the big event that happened? A war, right? Okay, between 4 kings versus 5 kings. Okay, and they were in a valley, and there was a bunch of pits, and a bunch of the soldiers fell in the pits, and others ran away to the mountains. Okay, and the winners, huh?
Why they fell in the pit?
Because they're just fighting, and then, oh, there's a big hole in the ground. Uh-oh, I fell in a hole while they're trying to escape.
Is it bad?
Yes. Okay.
The ones who go in the hole?
Some good, some bad. Okay. So here's the important part. Okay? The winners of that battle, they grabbed Lot. Because remember, Lot was staying by Sodom and Gomorrah, and the king of Sodom and the king of Gomorrah were involved in all this. Okay? The winners grabbed Lot and his family and all his stuff. Remember, he had gold, silver, and flocks. And they took him. They took him away back to their country. Okay? What do you think Abraham's going to do? Okay? He's probably going to be mad. Hey, that's my nephew. You don't mess with him. Okay? That's what I think Abraham's going to do.
Who is his nephew?
Lot. That's Abraham's nephew, is Lot. Okay? And Lot just got taken away.
Why?
Okay? Can you imagine if Josh got taken
Why?
away?
Why?
No, we'd have to go fight. Okay?
Why?
Lot got taken away.
Why?
Because they're foolish. The foolish kings they won the battle and they took Lot and his family.
How about the good people?
Okay? The good people is Abraham. Okay? So he's going to go rescue his nephew. Okay? But let's keep reading, see what happens. Okay? Grab your Kindle, son. Okay? So those foolish kings took Lot and his family. They're stealing all Lot's stuff.
Why?
Because they're foolish. They're stealing other people's stuff instead of making their own stuff. Okay? They're stealing Lot and his family and all his stuff. Okay? Verse 13. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the what was he living by, Zeke? You got to follow along. Verse 13, I'm going to try it again, son. He was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and of Amner. These were allies of Abram. Okay? So Abram had his family living by the oaks. Verse 14. When Abram heard that his kinsmen had been taken captive, he led forth his trained men, born in his house, 318 of them, and went to pursuit as far as Dan. Why do you think he went? He had all these men he trained for battle. So where are they going?
To go to the battle. The bad people are good.
Abraham's taking his soldiers. Where are they taking them to?
To the battle.
To the battle. To what? For what purpose?
For the war.
To rescue Lot, right? Because Lot got taken. Oh, we have to go and rescue Lot. Okay. Verse 15.
He has 318.
318. Yeah, 318. I thought it was 380. 318.
Is it 380?
No, it's 18. You're right. 18. Okay?
318?
18,
Not
yes.
80?
Not 80. Okay?
318.
18. Verse 15. Let's keep reading, see. And he divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants, and routed them, and pursued them to Hobah, north of Damascus. That's a place. Okay, it's by Damascus. Remember, we read about Damascus in with Paul in the New Testament. Okay, it's that same city, Damascus.
Could you go to Damascus?
If you behave, someday we'll go there. Yeah.
How about the remember we read about the promised land?
The promised land, that's Israel. This is the promised land.
Could
This
you
is why
go-
it's called the promised land,
could
because
you
God
go to
promised.
the promised land?
Yes, we're going to go there someday. This is why it's the promised land, because God promised it to Abraham and all his generations forever. That's the promised land. This is the promise that we're reading about today.
This one, around this.
It's different, Ziki. They don't match up. Just go to the verse, son.
What verse are you on?
16. Then he brought all the goods and also brought back his kinsman Lot with his goods and the women and the people.
Wait.
Okay?
The
So
15th chapter is today's.
yes, son.
The
Let's
15th chapter is tomorrow.
15 is today, son, but let's focus.
No, today's.
Siki, let's focus on chapter 14, son. Okay? Let's focus on what we're doing instead of get distracted, remember? We focus on what we're doing. So what's the title of the next section? Malchizedek is that man's name. Okay? So read the title.
Malchizedek blesses Abram.
Malchizedek blesses Abram. We're going to find out who
bad?
No, he's good. He's going to give a blessing. Okay?
No, we need pause it though.
No, this is still the same chapter. Okay? This is verse 17 of the same chapter. Okay? Don't, son. Okay?
I'm looking at time.
After his return from the defeat of Damar, and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh. That is the king's valley.
It's not sweet. I know. It's not so sweet.
Verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem. Who was Melchizedek, Ezekiel?
The king of slaves.
He was the king of Salem.
Is Salem good?
Salem is very foolish, very bad. And so you ask if he was bad? Probably he's bad because, remember, the Salem was full of wicked men, the Bible says. Okay? And so if the men are welcome, then if the men are bad, then the leader's probably bad.
But is Salem a person or a city?
Salem's a city, see. And the king of Salem, Melchizedek, he's very grateful because, remember, Abram went and saved the people from the city because he was wanting to save Lot, because Lot lived in the city.
But
So
did Abraham get to go to the promised land?
Siki, this is where the promised land name came from. Abraham was living in a place, and God promised Abraham and all his future generations forever. He promised him that land. Okay?
He gets to go to the promised
He's
land.
there. That land where Abraham is living, that's the promised land. God said, I promise you this land where you're living forever. So Abraham's already there. And God says, I promise you this land. And that's the promised land. That's where it came from. Okay? Where we're reading today, that's where the name came from. Okay? So this guy Malchizedek, he's the king of Salem. He's grateful to Abram for saving the people of his city. Even though Abram just wanted to save Lot, but then everyone got saved. Okay? So he brought out bread and wine. He has priest of God Most High. Verse 19. Go, follow on. Verse 19, son. Read it. Start reading and Dad will take over.
And he blessed him and said,
Blessed be Abram by God Most High, maker of heaven and earth. Verse 20.
Dada, why is a big B? It's a comma after said.
Yeah, I know. That's silly. They're being silly. Okay? And verse 20. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand.
No, I know this is why.
Because it's a quote. Yeah, it's said, and then it starts, this is what he said, and then it starts with a big B. That's why. Okay? So let's continue. And Abram gave him a tenth of everything. Okay? Verse 21. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, give me the person, but take the goods for yourself. Verse 22. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have sworn to the Lord Most High God, maker of heaven and earth. Verse 23. That I would not take a thread or a sandal thong or anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. Verse 24. I will take nothing but what that young man have eaten, and the share of the men who were with me. Let Abner, Eshcol, and Mamre take their share. Okay, these are other people with men, with other soldiers, I guess. And they said, hey, they can take a share if they want to. I'm not going to take anything. Okay? Siki, that's all of chapter 14. Do you have any question?